computer. Recording, it says. Perfect. Good deal. Getting better at this, I think. Okay, yay. I'm excited to be on here. Let's see. Heather. Hey, Heather, you just enrolled somebody today, I saw. Awesome job. You guys, April, I don't know if you guys saw earlier, she hit this last week 5 cycle bonus. Big deal. That's $250 and then $250 the next time she hits it. So April, congrats. Who else? We have Alice. Someone new. Welcome, Janet. Owner's iPhone. I can't remember who that is. That sometimes
Alice is really Mindy.
What? Yay.
Her name's Mindy.
Oh, so is that just like code? I'm going to move. My family is just doing a really good job at being quiet. Okay. Fast. Okay, so I'm super excited because a bunch of us, sorry it's dark right now until I get to the other room. A bunch of us just got back from Vegas and had an amazing time. And we cannot wait to share some takeaways of what we've learned. Hello? Now it says internet is unstable. Can you hear me? Am I good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, so we're going to go through takeaways. Before I go through takeaways, there's a ton going on right now, if you've noticed. So the 90-day action plan, after coming off a celebration, everybody's really getting into action, and we do these 90-day action plans. So it's really 90 days of really being focused and trying to really grow your team. So Delray is running her 90-day action plan calls. It's every Sunday night at 9 p.m. And it's really key to tune into those, all right? They're really gonna help you. If you really wanna grow this business, it's time to take action. So we can all, I was talking to somebody else about this. So Isagenix can be a really fun, great idea, or it can be your vision. And I don't know where you're at. You have to decide that for yourself. I think a lot of times when we start, it's a fun, good idea. For me, it is my vision. I see it as the vehicle to change my family's life. Okay? And when you switch over to seeing it as your vision, things change. Okay? You take action. And that's what this 90-day action plan is about. It's about actually taking action and giving you the tools of what you need to do this business. So Sunday nights, that's Delray's at 9 p.m., her Zoom call. And then she'll have her takeaways. Monday nights, every Monday night, Delray is doing a call at 9 p.m. again, so it's always Monday nights. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Monday nights is always for people that want to learn how to share. If you have someone that is interested in learning how to get their products paid for, they're just new, they want to understand how they share, tune into Monday nights. Always be trying to get new people on Monday nights, okay? Tuesday night right now, or at 9, that is an opportunity or like an experience Isagenix. So that's when you have somebody interested in Isagenix and maybe you have added them to the product page, but they're not committed yet. You're asking them if they're open to take a look at Tuesday night's video where Delray will go over in a half hour what is Isagenix, what is it all about, and what does this lifestyle look like, and is it something that could fit their lifestyle? Okay, so does that make sense what the different calls are? Okay, and then again, the weekly calls, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. They're 15 minutes long, and they are all for all of us. Business building. She's really kicking it up a notch right now of what's going on. If you can't be on those Zoom calls from 7:30 to 7:45, they are always posted on Transform Your Life business page. So if you missed it, just go to Transform Your Life business page, and it will be pretty recent in the news feed. You'll see it. Okay. Today's call with Gus. How many of you watched it? It was good. Really good. I had so many takeaways. I didn't even think of this, some of the stuff he said. So if you have not watched that, watch it. But really what he talked about is asking for referrals and the way you reach out to people. If people like your post or comment on your post, he gives you exact verbiage of what to say. And it has been huge for them. I loved it. And I've never done what he suggested. And I think that's a great thing to incorporate. So I like that. So good. Going to listen to it again. Yeah. Okay. I think I went through all the calls. Championship challenge. That's something else where people have formed teams. If you have not formed your team for the championship challenge, do so. If you want information about the championship challenge, just type in, Google it, Isagenix Championship Challenge, and it's on ISA FYI as well. It tells you all about it. Basically, you and a team of 5 other people, there's 6 total, you work together and gain points, and you can win a cruise, an awesome cruise. And lots of people, I think, oh yeah, this isn't for me. This is for the top leaders. No, it isn't. It isn't at all. It's for helping people get started. So someone like Heather, today you enrolled somebody, you already have points, okay? You're not on a team yet, but it doesn't matter. It's still keeping track of your points. So getting a team together. So if you're not on a team, please reach out to me if you want to be on a team. You're crazy not to, because you have a chance of winning weekly prizes, the big prize. In fact, when we started our team, I got an email from Isagenix that said I got $200 from the championship challenge, and I have no idea what I did. No clue. So they're doing amazing weekly prizes. So take advantage of it. They send some cool stuff. What else? Was there anything else I wanted to go over right now? I think I'll look at my notes. But what I'm going to do is people that were at Celebration, I asked them to give some takeaways, and they're all going to talk on some different topics. And I want to honor your guys' time. So they're going to bust through them and give you the best takeaways they can. So I'm just going to start at my screen with Jenna, because you're at the top. I'm going to unmute you, and I'd love for you to share your biggest takeaways, please.
Can you hear me now? Good. Okay. So I'm going to share some takeaways from Michael Klaus, who is, him and his wife are top income earners in the company. So it's pretty cool to learn from him. So it's about building your business faster. Hold on a sec. Oh, no, not right now. Just wait.
Yes.
So he just talked about initially, where are you? Not right now. I'm talking. Juliana. He talked about where are you in your belief in network marketing, the company, the products, and being a product of the product. And in order to build the business, you really, really need to be a 10 out of a 10. So if you're not a 10 out of 10, you need to look at why and become a 10 out of 10 to be successful. So let's say you don't believe in network marketing, or you think you do. It's like, go learn about the company, go to the business, learn about it, learn about the founders, and so forth. Are a 10 out of 10. He wanted to know, and he also wanted to know, what is your belief in that you can actually achieve this and build a business? So if you don't have a belief that you can build a business, you're not going to be able to build belief in other people. So you really need to get there and believe that you can do this. And it's obviously easier said than done, as we all know. He said you need to know where you're going. And so I thought this was a really good example. He said the IsaBody challenge. He said, are you going to win? How many challenges will it take to win? Keep doing them. Keep doing them. Set goals. You know, I thought that was a great example. You need to have a goal of where you're going. He talked about your mind, your body, and your bank account. You're the one who lives there. Are you happy with it? So I thought that was good to evaluate and think about. He said your plan needs to be in front of you every single day. So I know personally for myself, I came home and I got a big whiteboard and I mapped out my plan of where I'm going, where my team's going, where we want to be. I updated my vision board. So I have it in front of me in my office. So I walk by it every single day. So something that maybe would be a good tip for you guys to do. He also talked about, and everybody else, you can chime in too if I'm missing things, but he talked about sometimes the little things matter more than you would know. And he talked about the egg when you're cooking. It says put in the egg. Well, how do you put in the egg? For somebody who's never cooked before, you don't know. Do you crack it? Do you just put the egg in there with the shell? You have no idea. So when people are first starting in this business, you really need to baby step things and teach them appropriate the many steps along the way. Explain how to do it. I think sometimes we puke a bunch of information on people and we don't have the small conversations that we need to help people meet their goals, because it's a lot to learn. The 90-day game plan, he talked about its design for 90 days so people can tolerate it. So if you think about the seasons, it's like you can tolerate winter for this chunk of time and so forth. So look at where you want to be rank-wise and financially and set your goals for your 90-day game plan. Get a lot of info, so I'll try and some of my biggest takeaways were he talked about the 3 fundamentals or principles to make your business grow bigger, better, and faster. That number 1 is prospecting, number 2 is presenting or offering a solution, and number 3 is duplicating or educating or teaching. And he said prospecting is uncovering a problem they need solved. Not that you think they need solved, not that you present to them. They need to present it to you. And he said you need to work to figure it out. Don't go into presenting mode until you do figure out the problem. And he said if you don't know the problem, you have a suspect, which I thought that was awesome. Yeah, that was huge for me too, because I was like, Rachel and I looked at each other like, holy shiz, like we go into presenting and offering a solution way before we should. So think of them that they're still a suspect until you figure out what the problem is that they need solved. Let's see here. Avoid too much too soon. He talked about, again, age-appropriate talks on teaching in segments, and he gave examples of like when your child asks you, where do babies come from when they're 6, you're not going to give the same talk as you give to somebody who's 20 years old. It's the same with business building. Like do things in small segments so people can learn it and duplicate it and teach other people. He talked about Isagenix, what he says when people ask him what does he do, and his example, he said Isagenix is a solution that actually helps people meet their goals. So he said it was great to get down to when people ask you what you do, and I think sometimes we stumble over that, so I think it's good to practice. Because you're like, I don't know, so get that down of really what you're doing and what Isagenix does. My biggest takeaway, I think, was the second 8 hours. So as a working parent with 2 kids, full-time, mostly opposite shift to my husband, this really resonated with me. But he talked about the first 8 hours in the day you feed your family. So you go to work until you no longer have to. We'd all like to, have more time and be able to probably do this full time in the future. But right now we need to go to work, put food on the table, earn our paycheck in the first 8 hours. He said the third 8 hours is when you rest your body. And he said the second 8 hours is your window of time. You wake up and you have you have this amount of time to build your business. You have a lunch break, you can build your business. Between supper and getting your kids to, it's like block time. So you have your second 8 hours or your window of opportunity to make revenue producing activity. So like when you block your time, if you're going to be on Facebook, for example, 15 minutes work and, don't be scrolling, do income producing activities, reach out, connect, follow up, set a timer if you have to, and make sure you really get the best out of your second 8 hours. And then I think the last thing was, he said, you know, to be successful in this business is to be here still actively involved in a year. So as long as you don't quit and you're continuing to move forward, do these income producing activities, he said, be here still actively involved in a year. And that was huge for me, because it is a hard business, and I think it's good to have all these reminders. So that was my takeaway in, you know, a handful of minutes.
No, that was awesome. He was great. Oh.
And it's recorded, so I'm gonna go back and watch it. I mean, it's huge, and like it's, I don't know, it's just the nuggets that you get, and you're like, oh my God, like light bulb goes off. Like, I should have been doing that last year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know.
yeah.
Okay, thanks, Jenna.
Yep.
Okay, who's next on my screen? Andrea, can you pop on, hun?
Hello. Jenna, I just had a comment. You said your daughter's name so sweet. You're like, Juliana, not right now. It's so cute. Anyways, okay, I'm going to talk about Susan Sly. And if you don't know who Susan Sly is, she is absolutely amazing. I know Lisa DeMeo, I feel like was her name, that was with her. But Susan Sly has so many podcasts, and she's so inspiring and really helps all of us kind of get in the right mindset and get organized. So I actually wrote down like some of her steps. I'm just going to go through all of those. So really getting into action. So her number one action step, which we all know, is being a product of the product. So truly using the products and knowing things about the products. So not acting like, you know, we take Amp Knox if you don't. You know, use the product every single day so you can really be a product of the product. Number two is making sure that we're always signed up for the IsaBody Challenge. That was a huge thing. We need to be continually doing that every single time we finish, re-signing up, and continuing to be the product of the product. Number three is identifying your goals. What are your goals? Are your goals wanting to get your products paid for? Do you want to be a consultant, manager, director, executive? She really said that to set those goals and you know, go for them and really keep them written down and in front of you. And if you want to be an executive, keep being an executive over and over and over again. I think she said you should be creating 12 consultants in a year. Like that should be your goal. And 6 to 7, what did I write down? Crystal managers, 3 to 4 directors, and 1 to 2 executives. So creating an executive over and over and over again. Number 4, creating a schedule and really sticking to it. So looking at your day and what you have in your day, does it really align with your goals? Does it align with your family, your faith, what you're trying to do? If it doesn't align with those things, then you really shouldn't be doing them. So we're really trying to be laser focused on what our goals are and really creating a good schedule. Also setting up an office area and being very organized. So having that dedicated space as a business. I'm one that's really, I'm going to be honest, I'm really bad with that. I really don't have a designated space. I don't have an office area in my house, but I'm trying to be better about that, of keeping all of my stuff organized in one spot. But really, if we're not organized with everything around us, we're not going to be organized up here. So that's super important to have. The other thing I love that she talked about is thinking about your team and what kind of people do you want to work with. So like she had us jot a few things down during that, and a couple of my things were, I want someone that's trusting, I want someone that's loving, that's positive, encouraging, and that's a real team player. So really when you're looking for people that you want on your team and that you want to help grow, what are those you know, awesome attributes that you want? And then also thinking about, are you the person that you would want to follow? So, you know, can people trust you? Are you being who you are? And then I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but she's the one who talked about above the line, below the line, right? Okay, so I really, really love that. So they put a thing on the screen that was just a line, a lot of positive words above the line and a lot of negative below the line. So she was saying to always set your intention every day and being above the line, or, getting your mindset above the line. So I wrote down, people pick up on your intentions, not your words. So make sure that your intentions are the right thing and where they need to be. The last thing that I love and that we've heard, but do the 3x3. So our goal every day should be creating 3 new conversations, doing 3 follow-ups, and pouring greatness into 3 people. And I think that's super important to do. So make sure that we're doing those reach outs, make sure we're doing our follow-ups, and make sure that we are really pouring authentic greatness into people. We're not just commenting to comment, but really being who we are. So that was really quick, but I love her. If you guys, have time, listen to some of her podcasts on organizing your business, because she rocks.
Yeah, she was awesome. I left there. The above the line, below the line for me really resonated with me, because when you wrote the words, and I walked over there and I said, okay, you guys, I need you to hold me accountable. When I am below the line, you need to tell me to get above the line. And it's still, I think of it all the time. Tonight I was chewing out my kids and I was like, I am being below the line the way I am treating them. I'm not like Jenna that said, Juliana, I was not being that nice. I was way below the line. So, okay, Mary, can you hop on for me?
Yes. Me, Mary? Okay, so I'm not prepared, Krista. I didn't know I was supposed to do this. I didn't dig my notes out.
Mary, did I not put you in our chat thread?
She wasn't on the chat thread.
No, so okay. I'm on the spot right now.
No, sit back and listen. You are good. And if you have something you want to add at the end, you do that. I apologize.
Okay. Nope, that's okay.
Okay, Sarah Miller.
Can you hear me? Awesome. Okay, mine, you guys, was the going to these events and getting to these events is what Krista wanted me to talk about, because it was my first event. And honestly, the biggest thing I can say is it brings us all together. I was sitting there and I was sitting next to Krista, and I'm like, this is why you go to these things, because it motivates you. Look at all the takeaways that we're sharing with each other and we're able to give to other people, and it grows our faith in what we're doing. I mean, you get there and you walk in and it just like fills your spirit, doesn't it? When you walk in there and you just get so excited about being with this team of people, and it's about being, like you said, above the line. We're all above the line. We're all helping each other out, which was so cool. Totally loved being able to meet everybody that was new. I found tons of new friends. It gives me so much more faith in being able to ask all these people that are online that we kind of know, but we're only a name. We got to meet them and love them and just be part of a group of people that are just so fun. And honestly, that's what brings it all together, is being able to go to that and be inspired and listen to those people on stage that have been exactly where we are in the same, like that feeling of not knowing where you're at. Are we doing the right thing? And these people said they failed, but they've also then, like, I just thought it was kind of cool when everybody said, when you get punched in the face, we have a good group of people that we can say, we got a great team here. Nobody's punching us in the face. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to go to more events. It inspires you to be a better person. It inspires you to give back. I just love that I'm with a bunch of people that are inspiring rather than putting you down below the line. So honestly, to get to these events is so huge, and it was so fun being with everybody, learning from everybody, and actually being able to be accountable to each one, every one of you, to be able to grow each other as a group. So honestly, it's so fun. Why wouldn't you want to go? So that was my takeaway.
Sarah, I just want to ask you, how do you think, as far as when you went to the event and then now leaving the event, your belief in network marketing and your business, how you see your opportunity?
Well, when you come home from these things, obviously you're so inspired. And in network marketing, it's a 10 because I haven't sat behind somebody, you guys, and I actually like nudged her a little bit. And she was an older lady that was sitting there, and she said, I just asked her, I said, so why? Why are you here? You know, and she's like, because it's a legacy. I'm sitting next to my 3 daughters who have not paid for their college because she signed them up. She went to go spend time with her mother who was dying. And she said because she reached out and loved a couple of people, she was able to make more money in the 3 weeks that she was with her mother than she did all year. And it was just like, okay, so this is possible, you guys. Like, there is something. And honestly, coming home, people, you know, the last couple of days has been like, maybe, you know, whatever. And I'm just like, nope, they're not pushing me back. We're doing this. We have a good group of people that we can talk with each other and help each other out. And it has made myself, I'm like unapologetic, which that word didn't really mean anything to me because I always felt like you were being, like almost like you were being selfish when you didn't apologize. But when it comes from your heart and you know what you're doing is right and you have a good group of people behind you, you don't have to apologize because it is easy, you know? So it made my belief huge because you were with all those people that also believed, which is a big, big, big thing.
Yeah, for sure. Those of you that have yet to go to an event, I know you're all excited to get to one. And when you get to your first one, which I hope is super soon, that sounds funny, it's going to blow your mind. It really will. So, April Putnam, can you pop on?
Yes, I have to follow that. That was really good, Sarah. And everything what you said is so true. The sense of family that you get going to these things is so amazing. And now it feels like, oh, you know, when you do see somebody's name, you know who they are and you feel more comfortable reaching out to them. So I really liked it. And when you do walk in the room, it's like, it's crazy because the music there is like unbelievable. It just gets you going and energized right away. So yes, events are everything. And this was my first one and I loved everything about it. My belief is so much stronger because of it. Just seeing how everybody else has, like she said, like the legacy part of it. It's amazing. So, Krista. Sorry, I'm laughing at Krista's chat or thing. Okay, so I was going to talk on Tony. And to be honest, he is so amazing. I don't even know where to begin with him because 1 minute, seriously, we were all like laughing and jumping up and down and high energy to the next minute where you're crying. And I mean, it's good tears, of course, but it's just like, it was so emotionally draining in a great way. But literally for 4 hours, that's what you were doing. You were crying 1 minute, jumping up and down the next, back and forth, hugging people that you didn't even know. Poor Mary, I think that was a little much for her, but she did a really good job. So some of the things that he talked about was 3 decisions to make. And one of them was, what are you going to focus on? Like what controls what you are feeling or are feeling. Number 2 is, what does it mean? So what does that mean? Why are you focusing on that? Why are you feeling that way? And number 3, what are you going to do about it? Meaning just what are you going to do to change that thought? A lot of what he talked about all centered around the beautiful state of mind, meaning that, sorry, my son is having a coughing spasm over here. Do you need to get some water? Okay, sorry. So yeah, it basically centered around beautiful state of mind, just meaning, I'm sorry, I have to go in another room. Get some water. Okay, now I'm going below the line now. I so need an office. Okay. I shouldn't be so mean, but geez. Okay, so meaning like a lot of times when we wake up in the morning, our state of mind can be very low just from anything. You could wake up in the morning and something happens and that just can throw your whole day off. Which I do a lot. And actually, since I've been home, I've tried to talk to my kids into even more of that. Like, you know what? The things that you're doing are making you feel that way. You have a choice to make it more positive. And that's kind of what he had talked about. And it was just amazing. Like, yes, we do have a choice in life to make our day more positive. Or if something bad happens, how can we turn that around to like not sit there and gloat, or, you know, not sit there and be sad about it for the whole day. Like, fine, take your 5 minutes, be upset about it, and move on. And to me, that was like huge, because I do that all the time. I don't know about anybody else, but so I've just been trying to wake up with that and think, okay, what can I do to get in that right mindset to change that? He talked a lot about the brain and the heart, and how your brain is that organ or whatever that basically talks, or is the thing about feelings and, you know, all that stuff that comes into your mind, that, and how you should really take from your heart and sit there and just kind of feel through your heart rather than think so much. So I don't know. I'm trying to think if there was other things that I got out of it. I mean, it was 4 hours of, it's just so hard to describe because you literally had to be there. I mean, it was 4 hours of just unbelievable. I mean, he is one of the best speakers I've ever heard. So if you can get on and do any podcasts on him, I highly recommend it, or any books, because he's amazing. So I would highly suggest. I know the other day, Amanda had put something on about a short podcast that he did, and it was so great. Again, it had to do with your state of mind. So a really great self-development, and I'm always looking for that. And so I don't know, I guess that's really kind of what I have. I don't know if that helped.
No, that was great. I would say, you guys, if you go to YouTube and just search Tony Robbins, he has amazing videos that you can watch. And I've been watching them like one every day, not the whole thing because they can get really long, but just bits and pieces of it. But something that he said that April, when you were talking, made me think about. He said, how many of you know somebody that's depressed? We all raised our hand. He said, how many of you know somebody that is depressed, on depression medicine, and they're still depressed? Right? Okay, that led him to what you focus on grows. So they focus on they're depressed. They're focused on nothing's going right. So what you focus on truly grows. If you are focusing on positivity, gratitude, things are going to be good, happiness, it grows. It changes your outlook and your mood. That has really stuck with me. What you focus on grows. And the other thing from him that was a huge takeaway, yes, like a muscle, is so many of us in this business and in life, what holds us back the most is just ourself. It's the belief that we have in ourselves. We just get pushed against the wall. Our heels are backed up. And if you are not prepared and have that belief, you just crumble. So our belief system, we really have to get that strong. So that was a huge takeaway for me.
If I can just add on that, Krista, just because now you're talking about beliefs. He said there are 3 beliefs that cause suffering, and the fear of loss, less, and never. Which is, I mean, it's so true. Like, yeah, that is exactly what causes the suffering, is just sitting there thinking about the loss and then the less of it, and then never. So I just thought that was really interesting too. And one thing at the end that he had us do was, I mean, I think it took longer than 90 seconds, but and I think this is where we were all bawling at the end. But it was just more talking about taking the deep, slow breaths and trying to take your heart and your head, kind of feeling, I don't know, it was, and maybe somebody else can describe this at the same time, but he wanted us to go to a place where to think about things that maybe in our past that made us so incredibly happy. Now I'm getting goosebumps, but just things like for me, for instance, was when I got married, when my children were born. So stuff like that. He said, whenever you're feeling like basically like life really sucks or just anything in general, to think back to those moments and take the joy out of those. And he said even to write a letter, and you can give that letter to anyone about those things that give you all that joy, and to give that letter to someone. And if you're ever in that dark place, or if you are suffering, to have that person bring it out and either read it to you or you read it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Okay, Rachel. We're kind of going over, sorry.
Well, I won't take long. I did not have time to prepare. I worked late today, so I just really wanted to talk about, because I know a lot of us have experienced this, and just having our spouses buy into all this crazy stuff we do. And my husband went with me to Chicago for a Super Saturday. And it took a lot of bribing and, oh, it'll be fun at Chicago. I've never been. Take me, blah, blah, blah. So we went, and he started to see it, and it like cracked just a little bit. I could see him warming up to everything. At that point, he was kind of using the products here and there, and he had a really impressive transformation just from like casual using the products, because he's a man, of course. So decided, okay, let's do celebration. Let's do this. Let's go to Vegas. Let's just do this. We need to do this as a couple. Take some time. It's a good excuse. It's a tax deductible trip. Why not? He was able to get tickets really cheap, even more bad, just worked out really well. So we went, and I could just see his eyes open, and he just got it. And it was so incredible to see him open up to the community that we're all in, and just kind of take it all in, and see the comp plan, really understand it, because I can explain anything to him, but it doesn't sink in, because I'm his wife and I nag. But to hear it from these leaders and these powerful speakers, and then to see him at Tony Robbins, I mean, I get emotional thinking about it. It was so incredible to have him there with me. When we did our exercises, him and Chad were sitting together, Jenna's husband, and Jen and I were sitting together, which I think was great, because it allowed those two guys to be vulnerable with each other, which is even better, just to see that it's not just your crazy wife thing, it's legit, it's real. So anytime you can really, even get your husband to a Super Saturday, something local, just start the little crack, to get them to open their eyes to see a little bit more, and then get them to an event. I mean, it's been life-changing. He did a power pose tonight. He did such an awesome power pose. He wrote it himself, and did his before and after all by himself. He's just so inspired, and he's had an incredible transformation, and he's going to go further, because he saw the IsaBody finalists and was just so moved by their stories, and the 100-pound club, and it was so crazy just to see him get it. So I get a little emotional, sorry. I'm just so happy. So that's my little bit.
We all need to go love on his post.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He's going to it's funny, when men make a post, he's going to be bombarded. Everyone's going to wonder, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's so different with men. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Mary. I'm so sorry. That was horrible of me. Oh, Mary, should I give your takeaways? My takeaways of hanging out with you? No, I'm just kidding. We had so much fun, you guys, and all I can really say is we want you there. Man, this is the best community. It's like a family. And there is zero doubt in my mind. All of you can do this. You are doing this, and you're in the right company. Tony Robbins even said that. His family uses the products. He wasn't paid to say this. He's like, Isagenix is a company that is still new enough, so it's small enough for so much growth, so many people yet, but yet it's stable, it's big enough, it's in this perfect position. We are financially so stable. We have such amazing products. He's like, you are in the perfect company at the perfect time. So it's really exciting, this opportunity for all of us. I mean, it's just, it gives me chills, the opportunity that we all have. So I just wanted to end, I'm sorry we went over. I was supposed to do a call. Oops. Okay, so before I wrap this up, I just wanted to say one thing that we haven't done, and this, all of us, I think what we could try to think about is incorporating more healthy happy hours. So if you haven't done a healthy happy hour in a while, let's do it. I am willing to drive wherever you're at. I mean, unless you're out of state, that would be difficult for me. But I will come and let's do some. If you have a team that wants to learn how to share more, let's do a Zoom with them or let's meet with them. But healthy happy hours are so fun. Those of you that have never done one, we just have fun. We make it casual. We have some snacks. We have some alcohol. And let's start doing those again, because exposing, having that community and that culture of people so they can see it and get involved, it's a big deal. So that's what I'm going to encourage people to try to do. And if you want to do one and want me to come help you, I would love to come help you. And the last thing I had on my notes is, if you want to write this down, if you go to YouTube and if you type in Jackson Parr, Jackson, Jackson is his first name, last name Parr, Parr. He's part of Isagenix. He's part of the START group, which is the youngins. And he's got a cute Australian accent. But if you type in Jackson Parr and then after it type in cake recipe. I know that sounds weird, but it's a great video. And he goes through 7 questions that when he is talking to somebody that is interested in Isagenix and he's deciding what to, like having that conversation of their goals and stuff, it is 7 questions he asks every single person, whether it's business related or products. And once you watch the video, it'll make a lot more sense to you. But what I love about it is he said, I needed something that was like a recipe that anyone could do. So I can do the same 7 questions, and I can teach you to do this 7 questions, and you can teach your people how to do the 7 questions. So I really, really liked his cake recipe, and I just watched it the other day. And so I just wanted to share it with you guys too. And I can post that actual cake recipe video from YouTube in our chat thread. But check it out when you can. And am I missing anything?
Yeah, do you want to mention September 9th?
Did I not? In my head, did I say it? And I didn't. Okay, September 9th. It is our local event here in Alexandria. It is going to be at 9 a.m. We'll wrap it up around 12 to 12:30. Then we have to get out of that place. And it's going to be at Common Grounds. It's a coffee shop downtown in Alec. And Del Rey is coming in. And we will have training on business. And it's perfect for anyone, no matter what level you're at. And take advantage of it. Del Rey will be amazing. And we're going to do a panel, open questions where you can ask things and bring your notebooks. And bring your fun personality. We're just going to have some fun, some snacks, some learning. And so that's a great way for those of you to just get back together and learn. So that's September 9th at Common Grounds in Alec, 9 a.m. And then afterwards, as soon as it gets done, I don't know if people have to rush out or anything. But what I would love to do for anyone that can is come over to my house and have lunch. If you can't, that's totally fine. But, those of you that are traveling, I'm sure you're going to be hungry. And before you head back home, I'd love for you to just stop at my house and have some lunch, and then you can head on your way. So Okay, now did I cover everything? I think so. Oh, and then I put in our chat thread to August 26th. It's coming up. I said at our lake home, I've been wanting to have a gathering, and I know it's hard. There's never going to be a perfect time. If you can come, great. If you can't, husbands can come. And hell, I don't even care. Bring your kids. I don't care. I don't want to stress people out and make you get a sitter. Like, this is what this is about. This business is about our family. So bring your family. And I just wanted us all to be able to hang out, have some snacks, and just have fun. So that's the 26th. What time did I even say? 3 p.m.? I'm there all day, so come whenever, but I think I wrote down 3 p.m. And I'll put the address in the thread, but it'd be fun just to have you guys over and hang out. So, okay, we better wrap this up. This was longer than normal, but thank you guys for jumping on. All of you that shared your takeaways, thank you so much. And so week 1, if you have not gone back and watched, if you missed Del Rey's call Sunday night, search Team Transform 90-Day Action Plan on the Facebook up top where you search it. The video will be there so you get caught up for the week, okay? Awesome. All right, love you all. Have a great night. See ya.